In our shared mission to make America great again, I support and endorse our Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan.
Donald Trump on the stump Friday night in Wisconsin endorsing House Speaker Paul Ryan. But will that endorsement really help to unify the party? To talk about this and some more things, and oh, by the way, we want you to talk to us too at 1-877-Newsmax, 1-877-639-7629. But I'm going to talk about it right now with two ladies you know and appreciate very much. The multimedia duo Diamond and Silk, host of The Viewer's View and Donald Trump Surrogates. They join us via Skype. As always, ladies, we appreciate your time on Newsmax Prime. And earlier today, Paul Nehlen, who is challenging Speaker Ryan in tomorrow's Republican primary in Wisconsin's 1st District, was on MSNBC discussing Mr. Trump's recent endorsement of the Speaker. Let's look and listen, then I'll ask for your reaction.
Donald Trump's a leader. He was uniting the party, and we need to have Donald Trump prevent a third Barack Obama term, which, by the way, Paul Ryan will rubber stamp to ship our jobs overseas and take money and food off the table of American workers.
So, Diamond and Silk, you guys are behind Paul Nehlen. What is your reaction to what Mr. Trump did last Friday night?
You know, Donald Trump is a strategic person.
That's right.
He has to unite the country so that we can win, unite the party so that we can win this election.
That's right.
So, you know, we're fine with everything that Donald Trump is doing, but we've already had our endorsement out for Paul Nehlen, and we're not taking that back.
That's right.
So Paul Nehlen, tomorrow is the big day. Paul Ryan has like $10 million. But do you think Paul Nehlen can pull it off, or quite frankly, does the Trump endorsement hurt Mr. Nehlen's campaign?
Well, I think Paul Nehlen can pull it off.
That's
you know,
right.
in this election, you also have Democrats that can cross over and vote too.
Yes.
So I think Paul Nehlen, he may be fine. I think we're looking for him to win it.
And we're looking for someone that supports Donald Trump.
And all of his policies.
That's right. Not someone that says, I'm not there right now. We're
Right.
not looking for that.
And so we can't tell people to go out and vote for Paul Ryan because we're not there right now either.
That's right.
We have to vote for Paul Nehlen.
Gotcha. Well, we are at a point where we're going to entertain a phone call from one of our viewers. Let's go out to Spring Valley, California. Jim is on the phone. Hi, Jim.
Hi there. Fellow Diamond and Pearl, they're right on there, you know.
I'll give them a friendly Miss Diamond and Silk, but they both have more value than pearls. But we appreciate that. So tell me, Jim, what did you think of Mr. Trump and his speech today on economics?
Oh, it was right on all the way. I spent 27 and a half years in the Navy, and in Vietnam I was being shot at, and I got a call in to request permission to return fire, which is, I don't want a commander-in-chief like Hillary Clinton anywhere near anything.
Jim, we thank you for your service, and we appreciate what you had to say. Ladies, let's talk about Detroit and the fact that that city has had all sorts of problems, but there was Mr. Trump today speaking to the Detroit Economic Club, laying out his plans for the economy. We'll watch and listen, then I'll get your reaction.
The one common feature of every Hillary Clinton idea is that it punishes you for working and doing business in the United States.
So he laid out the tax plan, tax cuts, interesting, full deduction for child care, which will help a lot of working moms. But he also was able to criticize Mrs. Clinton, saying that she's out to punish folks for working and doing business in the U.S. Your thoughts on that?
Well, he's absolutely right.
That's right.
You know, Hillary Clinton was the one that backed NAFTA with her husband signing it, that outsourced thousands of jobs and that have Detroit looking like it's looking today. She's been in office all of these years, and not one time have she reached back to Detroit to help that struggling economy up there. Mm-hmm. She's just been doing her own thing. So he's absolutely right. Then Obama is pushing the TPP bill. If Hillary Clinton ever get into that White House, she's going to go ahead and going to back that too and sign that into law law,
That's
which is
right.
going to outsource thousands of jobs. So what does that say to that mother that's sitting at the table that don't have enough money to buy food, or that father that's out there on the streets and can't find a job? When we have the administration and another administration that wants to come in and outsource jobs,
Yes.
that does harm for the American people.
That's right.
It's time to put the American worker first, and that's what we love about
And
Donald
if you
J.
look
Trump.
at Hillary Clinton, she said something about bringing back jobs for New York and bringing back jobs for Haiti, and neither one of those countries or cities or states have those jobs that she promised. Her track record speaks for itself. We do not believe a word that comes out of Hillary Rotten Clinton's mouth.
She's a liar.
She's a liar.
Well, ladies, you are referencing a piece that appeared, I believe, in the Washington Post today, especially chronicling the promises that Mrs. Clinton made when she was running for the Senate in New York State, and then upon election, the jobs that she said were going to materialize in upstate New York did not come to pass. Hillary, for her part, materialized on the campaign trail in St. Petersburg, Florida today. We'll listen to Mrs. Clinton, then I'll ask you to weigh in on this, okay?
They tried to make his old, tired ideas sound new. But here's what we all know, because we heard it again. His tax plans will give super big tax breaks to large corporations and the really wealthy, just like him and the guys who wrote the speech.
Now you hear that. That's always the lament of the left. Tax breaks for the rich. Is she going to be able to make that argument stick?
No, because she's going to be giving, while she's giving kickbacks to Wall Streets, Donald Trump is going to be cleaning up American streets. So here's the deal. Her policies are tired. Just like she told the New Yorkers in the state of New York that they were going to get 200,000 jobs, and she couldn't produce those when she was running that Senate. Her policies are tired. They're old and they're full of lies. She said whatever she had to do to get in. She said whatever she had to do to get a vote. And it's time for the American people to wake up.
Yes.
This lady is a liar. She's never created a job, but Donald Trump knows how to create jobs.
That's right.
And that's what we need. We need our deals renegotiated, and we need good jobs brought back here where Americans are thriving.
But Dinah, she did tell the truth one time, and that's when she said she was going to tax the middle class.
That's right. And that's all she's going to do is tax the middle class, where we have nothing but the rich and poor left in this country.
That's right.
There is no more middle class.
That's right.
Well, ladies, there are more calls lining up at 1-877-Newsmax, 1-877-639-7629. Up next from Florida, Ken is on the line. Hiya, Ken.
Hey, how you doing? Good to hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm calling to tell you how much everybody in our town just about is going to vote for Trump. I know I've asked so many, but there's a few, and guess what? They're either Mexican, Cuban, or Puerto Rican. They all say he's racist, and I argue with them when I said, okay, we'll see who's going to win.
Well, you know what's interesting, Ken? And you're calling in from LaBelle, Florida. I was down in Little Havana before the Republican primary, and I got to tell you, Donald Trump had a lot of support down there within the Cuban community. So does it really break down along ethnic lines there in LaBelle?
No, heck no. There's only a handful at the very most.
Well, I appreciate the update, Ken. Let me ask Diamond and Silk, because, traditionally, at least in the last 3/4 of a century, and especially since the 1960s, the Democratic Party, I think, has by and large taken the African American for granted, thinking that black votes will always belong to the Democratic Party. You two ladies obviously are all in for Mr. Trump. You're supporting a conservative by the name of Paul Nealon for Congress against Speaker Ryan. What are your neighbors saying to you about both the notoriety you've gotten and your outspoken support of Donald Trump? Are they behind Mr. Trump?
Well, you have people starting to join that Trump train.
That's right.
They're tired of being left behind, so they're getting on board. Listen, we want a country that's thriving again. We want jobs back. When men get out of jail, they want to be able to get a job and get back into the family unit. Right. And that's why people of color will be voting for Donald Trump. And here in North Carolina, he's up. I think he's up by 30-some%. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ladies, we are going to go to Connecticut for our next phone call, and we welcome Gene to Newsmax Prime. Hi, Gene.
How are you tonight?
Doing great, thanks.
The reason I'm calling in is very simple, okay? Margaret Thatcher said something. When socialism runs out of money, socialism dies. And when this country runs out of money, basically this country dies and the whole world will follow us. And if they don't elect Donald Trump, we're going to have Hillary Clinton and everybody with, how can I say, super corruption, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Boy, Gene, you make a good point there in Killingworth, Connecticut tonight. I guess the way Mrs. Thatcher had a different line, too, she said the problem with socialism is you eventually run out of other people's money. And, of course, the notion that Mr. Trump put forth today in the Detroit Economic Club is citizens, hang on to more of your money, send less of it to Washington, I'll cut the taxes. Diamond and Silk, final 15 seconds to you.
Listen, you all, when you're thinking about voting, you want to make sure you vote for Donald J. Trump.
That's right.
When you're sitting at that table and you're trying to add up and figure out how you're going to pay your bills, you need to vote for somebody that's going to bring you back opportunities and
We
bring
got
you
it.
back a
Diamond
good
and
job.
Silk, time's up. Ladies, thank you so much. Up next, a new organization called I Am Second. Stay tuned.